Hi everybody, it's Eve Levy coming to you from Portland, Oregon on a beautiful day at the waterfront. And this week's Torah portion is Parsha Noach. And it's a favorite portion for young children and old, and everyone loves this Torah portion. But I learned something very interesting that I never knew about Noach. I always knew that he was a righteous man, right? It says in the Torah that Noach was a tzaddik, tamim haya b'dorotav. In his generation, he far exceeded anyone else. He was really the righteous of his generation. But the commentaries teach us that Noach was miktane emuna haya. He had a lacking in his faith. How is that possible? He spent so many years of his life dedicated to building this ark. How is it that a man, such a righteous person that has so much belief clearly, how could he be someone that is lacking in faith? It also says about Noach that sometimes he believed and sometimes he didn't believe. Ma'amin ve'eno ma'amin. So what is it about Noach, and what was his belief all about? So yes, Noach believed in God. He believed in God clearly. He dedicated his life to God's word, but he didn't believe in himself. Now, if you think about it, if he had belief in himself, the whole story might have looked very different. Noach might have came to God and said, let's fix the situation. Let me speak to the people. Let me see if they'll do teshuvah. He might have taken more responsibility, but no. What did Noach do? He built his ark, he climbed in it, he closed the doors with all the animals and everything that God told him to do, and he sailed off. He didn't look around and say, let me save the world. He said, let me save myself. He didn't believe that he was strong enough of a person to make a change in the world. He thought, who am I? What am I? I'm going to make a difference with people that are wicked and people that are evil, the people that are doing whatever they want to be doing. I'm a nobody. I can't make a change. And that's something that's not okay. So he was lacking in faith. Not faith in God, but faith in himself. Now, Rav Simcha Bunim, a sage from the last generation, he said such a wise piece of wisdom. He says every single person should go around in this world carrying two pieces of paper in their pocket. On one side, it should be a paper that says, Bishvili nivra ha'olam, that the whole world was created just for me. And on the other hand, it should say, Anochi afar ve'efer, I am worthless, I'm just dust and ashes, I'm a nobody. And we need to go through this world with these two papers, but the key is we need to know when to take out each paper. It could be devastating if we take out the wrong paper at the wrong time. And Noach took out the wrong paper. He didn't make a korban before. He didn't bring up a sacrifice to God. He did that after. It was a little too late. He should have tried before. But no, he just said, who am I? I am nothing. Climb into my ark. Save myself. I'm out of here. And that's not okay. You know, in life we have so many situations where we are like, I want to do something, but I can't. And then someone comes knocking at your door and they say, could you be on the board? Could you donate this money? Could you XYZ, whatever the scenario is? And we think to ourselves, do they have the right person? Like, I'm a nobody. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of time. I'm not a powerful person. How could I create any change? You should ask so-and-so. He's so much more powerful. He's a wealthy person. He'll make a big difference. But I can't do it. And yet on the other hand, someone could come to us and embarrass us or insult us or do something wrong. And we feel like we take out the wrong paper again and we're like, do you know who I am? How could you do that? We're totally using the wrong note at the wrong time. The key is to have these two notes and to analyze them and to look at them and to ask ourselves, how can we really be the best we could be in this moment? Rav Yisrael Salanter, great sage, he said that when he was younger, he wanted to change the world. But he looked around and he just felt so daunted by the task. He couldn't. So he said, okay, I'm going to change my community. So he went out there and he tried, but to no avail. So he said, maybe I could change my family. And we all know that's the hardest thing. You can hardly ever change your family. So eventually he looked himself in the mirror and he said, maybe I could change myself. So that's what he did. He started working on himself. He worked on himself his whole life. Just to change a trait takes a whole life. It's hard work to make a difference. But what he found was once he changed himself, the people in his life changed around him. His family, his friends. friends, his community. He felt like the whole world had changed around him, because it always starts with you. Change starts with you. We want to make big changes, but the first thing we need to do is we need to change ourselves from within. We need to believe in ourselves. Belief, emunah, is having faith in God and faith in yourself. Because God created you, he must believe in you. We were created in God's image. God is infinite. He has endless possibilities, and so do we. It might be possible that if Noach took out that paper, that note that said, Bishvili Nivra Ha'olam, that I was created in the image of God, and God is limitless, and so am I, it could be the outcome would have been very different. Anyway, Shabbat Shalom.